Hey everyone, you're listening to On My Watchlist, a podcast about everything TV and film. I'm Colette.
And I'm Sarah. We'll tell you what we're watching and what you should be watching. Hey, welcome back, all you muggles, witches, and wizards. We are talking Harry Potter today. The boy who lived, the wizard that started it all, everything Harry Potter. Are you excited, Colette?
I'm so excited. You have no idea.
We are pumped. We got our Harry Potter gear on.
We do.
I am decked out in all Slytherin pants, shirt. Got my Slytherin pride flag right next to me.
Hell yeah.
Colette's representing too.
Hufflepuff.
We realized that we have matching outfits on.
We both have the same exact pajama pants, only I have Hufflepuff and you have Slytherin.
Yeah.
And I have my Hufflepuff sweater. I am laying in my Harry Potter bed. I'm 31. Yeah. There's no shame.
Oh, yeah. I got my Harry Potter blanket behind me stuff that I use in my office when I'm cold. We're proud. This is our childhood.
Yeah.
Like childhood. I remember being such a young child.
I remember going to the midnight premieres.
Oh, I do too. And the book releases.
Yeah.
I think I went to 3 midnight premieres and 2 midnight book releases.
I went to every midnight. Oh no, I went to every midnight premiere except for the first and second, but I got a early screening of the second movie. I remember that.
Wow, fancy.
Yeah.
I think I only went in theaters. I didn't go to the midnight premiere, but only went in theaters to see this starting in the third one. Ooh. And that was when I had that was the first one I saw after reading the book. And I remember going with my mom and being so mad at the end that it didn't follow the book. That's my first experience with movies not following the book word for word. And it's memorable. But anyways, so we're talking all things Harry Potter, our childhood. We are diehard millennials. So obviously this means a lot to us. So if you do not like Harry Potter, once we get to the commercial break, I guess you can leave. But
I mean, if you really want to, but it's going to be a magical time.
It's going to be a magical time, and it might convince you why you should be watching Harry Potter.
That too.
Before we get into it, though, Colette, let's talk watch lists. What are you watching?
All right. I finally watched Eyes of Tammy Faye. I did. And when I tell you the prosthetics in that movie,
horrendous.
She wasn't as bad.
No, she wasn't. No. That's Tammy Faye.
That's Tammy Faye. She wasn't as bad, but poor Garfield. Poor little Garfield. You see it too?
You watch it the whole time and you're like, oh God.
His cheeks. I felt so bad.
Chipmunk cheeks.
His chipmunk cheeks. And
what a year it's been for him.
Oh, poor chipmunk cheeks. But the prosthetics. And you know what? When he was older too, that was like another thing. It's like the old age makeup on him was so weird looking.
Yeah, and he aged faster than she did.
Yeah, but she was completely. I couldn't tell that it was her at all.
Oh yeah, perfect.
It was good.
Yeah.
I also I watched a couple episodes of The Great.
Ooh,
yeah,
and you didn't like it. I'm worried. I feel like
I'm feeling it out. I'm feeling it out. I don't mind it. It's definitely a show that I can have on and like not have to pay full attention to.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I think it's just because I was expecting it to be more like, oh, they're gonna have this era, but they're gonna like put kind of like I was telling you at Dickinson, where they put like the new music and stuff. And I think that kind of threw me because I was like, oh, but they talk kind of like us, but not.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
It threw me a little bit, but it's all good.
No, it's still a little more. It's more like
Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, but way more crass and
way more crass.
It's just so clever. I don't know. It's just like
there's some things I really like. I really like Leo, who happened to be Skins as well.
You would like Leo.
I loved him in Skins. I love watching stuff with like UK people in it because I'm like, okay, who was on Doctor Who was on Skins?
Oh God. Oh yeah, I guess because Nicholas Hoult Skins.
Yep. Let's see, another thing I totally binged just in one day was the new season of Queer Eye.
Okay. Not a show I watch, but okay.
they owe me money for the amount of tissues I went through, but it's
Oh
okay.
God.
I'm just saying. Other than that, just episodes of things I usually watch. Like yesterday, Legends of Tomorrow premiered. They had their premiere after their little hiatus. It was
Mhm.
good. We'll see where it goes. And then I think I mentioned this before, but it was on our episode that didn't record. Home Economics with Topher Grace.
Yeah, I think we did talk about it,
Yeah.
and it wasn't quite what I thought.
Yeah, that show is so funny. I love it so much.
What's that on?
It's on ABC. So it's
Oh,
like a
okay. Oh,
cable
okay.
show,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like you could watch it on Hulu.
Okay.
But it's just basically about these two brothers and their sister and like the family dynamic. And it's so funny. It's quintessentially Topher Grace, if that makes
Okay.
sense. If you
Okay.
know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
so Topher Grace in it, but I love it. And then
Okay.
last night, I watched a Hotel Transylvania 4
Oh, my mom loves those movies.
because my niece wanted to watch it.
And how was
And
it? Is it still the same cast? Are they all still sticking around?
okay, so here's the problem.
Did they replace like Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy they got did a really good impression, but after 20
Oh,
minutes, you can tell it's an impression.
oh yeah.
And that's the bad thing. Also, like
Oh.
Kevin James isn't Frankenstein anymore.
Mm.
And I was
I've
like,
not seen it, so I
oh,
only knew that Adam Sandler played
oh yeah,
Dracula.
yeah. But
And the
like the
daughter was somebody famous too, wasn't it?
Selena Gomez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now he's married, and his wife is Agatha Harkness. Good old Catherine Hahn.
Oh, and she's actually still
Yeah,
doing it?
she's
Oh,
still
okay.
doing it because she only was in one of them. But I don't know why Adam Sandler wasn't in it.
Oh,
I don't
he's got
know.
enough money that he doesn't.
It was all right. I mean, I watched it to review it, and that's what we did. And my niece wanted to watch it, so that's what we got. That was what I
Okay.
watched this
Okay.
week. I didn't get
Okay.
through very much because it's been a very busy week.
Yeah.
Oh, I did, however, have Edge of 17 on as a rewatch in the
Yeah.
background the other
Yeah.
day. I forgot how much I love that movie. Have you
That's
ever
pretty
watched
good.
that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah,
I saw it one time.
I
Yeah.
love that movie.
It's
There's like
pretty
a
good.
Haley Steinfeld renaissance right now where everybody's talking about her.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you've noticed because of
I
Hawkeye.
noticed you talking about her a lot. That's
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
it's everywhere. Well, girls in everything right now. But I put it on the other day and I was like, I forgot how good this was. Yeah.
That's like, with the Andrew Garfield thing. I bought the Amazing Spider-Man movies and rewatched them. Even though I just watched them, I was like, I want to watch again.
Did you buy them on Blu-ray?
No, I bought them on Apple.
Mm.
Yeah, I figured whatever. And then when I go on airplanes and there's no Wi-Fi and no in-service movies, then I can watch him.
Yeah, you could just download it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's already it'd be on my computer already. So
I've watched the first Amazing Spider-Man more times than I can count, like within this past month.
So I'm having our mutual friend Nicole is rewatching all the Spider-Man movies so that she can watch the new Spider-Man. I had gotten her into all the Marvel movies after WandaVision came out, and it was so popular that she decided to watch it. And she was telling me, "Oh, I watched WandaVision. It's so cute." And I'm like, "You don't know what's going on, though, right?" Because she'd never seen a single Marvel movie. And so I got her started watching every single Marvel thing. So she's been watching all the Marvel stuff that comes out. But then this new Spider-Man comes out, and I'm just like, you can't watch this until you watch these other Spider-Man movies, which I think she'd seen the Tobey Maguire ones, but she hadn't seen the Andrew Garfield ones. So she's rewatching them all. And she just finished Amazing Spider-Man 2, but when she was watching Amazing Spider-Man 1, she was like, okay, I kind of get it. Like, I get why
we love him so much.
She kind of, she was just saying that she thinks he's the Spider-Man with the most swagger.
He is.
Yeah. So.
I mean, especially like the thing that he, what'd you say? Oh no, tiny knives.
Oh yeah. His humor is better, and he's more
way
suave
better
with the ladies than the other two are. And
hey, I mean, they're talking about, giving him his third movie finally. So.
I know the world wants it to happen, but
everybody wants it.
Everybody wants it so bad. So we'll just have to see what Sony does. The ball's in their court, so we'll see. But anyways, what's on your watch list? What's something you're wanting to watch?
I Still haven't watched this, and everybody, it seems like they're talking about it, is Emily in Paris.
I'm still not interested, even though everybody's talking about it. It just seems like a bit much.
I kind of want to see what the hype is.
Watch it for us.
I'm gonna watch it for both of us.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. I still have Don't Look Up on there. I started it.
Sorry that I probably.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah.
Oh, well, you said you started it, so obviously it didn't keep you
well,
going.
no, I like as soon as I turned it on, my aunt showed up at my house.
Yeah.
So you can't like watch a movie when there's people over.
Yeah, no, I
Can't hear it. So yeah, I didn't watch that all the way through. Another one, because I think we both got AMC Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Discovery of Witches.
I keep seeing little not fully trailers, but like promotions for that. And yeah, I'm kind
It
of.
looks interesting, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, maybe once
I love Matthew
watching
Good.
now, maybe I'll give it a try.
I love Matthew Good so much. So I was like, I need to watch this solely for him.
Yeah.
The other one is, I think it's Witches. I don't know what it is, or magic fits into the theme, is Wheel of Time on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
I heard some good things.
It looks a little too much for me.
It looks a little much, but I'll give it like a 3-episode watch.
Yeah, you let me know how that works.
Yeah.
And these are like things that I've seen that I'll just let you watch and tell me how it is.
Yeah, and I'll try to talk you into watching it if it's good.
Perfect.
My last one is Yellow Jackets. I can't remember if I mentioned
that one also. No, you didn't. Okay. I have seen a lot about that, and
well, everyone's comparing it to The Wilds, and I love The Wilds, which I am.
How is it compared to Lord of the Flies? Because I also haven't seen The Wilds. Is it very Lords of the? It looks like, that kind of.
I mean, I could see the comparison, but I can't give away too much. It's really good. I did not expect to like The Wilds. Yeah, The Wilds. Okay. I didn't expect to like it, and I watched one episode, and I stood up until 4 a.m. because I couldn't stop watching them.
Okay.
It's really good. I highly suggest. That's on Amazon. Okay. And the second season's supposed to come out. I don't know when. I know they just got done filming.
Yellow Jackets looks interesting though.
Yellow Jackets, I'm hearing, is kind of like The Wilds, but it's like basically they're both about these girls that get stranded after a plane crash.
Yeah.
But like the story
of the Flies.
Yeah. I think that's the only.
Is it they get stranded?
The only comparison.
Well, I mean, it's like, it's about society falling into chaos.
Yeah, no, that doesn't really happen.
Oh, okay.
Not in The Wilds, at least. I don't know about Yellow Jackets. I gotta watch Yellow Jackets. But yeah, that's my watch list. What are you watching?
I am still, since we're talking about shows that are still on, I'm still watching Below Deck. This season it's all right. There's certain people on it that have just kept the drama going. I don't know how many episodes are left of it, but it's still on. I watched and finished. I binged and finished The Sex Lives of College Girls.
How much do you love it?
Oh, it was really good.
I told you.
Really good.
I told you.
Yeah, Mandy Kaling can do no wrong. It's so funny. It's so just, I don't know. I did not picture, because when we were talking about Lady Chalamet, and that's her new name. That's her new name.
Yeah.
I didn't. She doesn't act like her brother at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's weird because they look the character. She plays an awkward person very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and then no, it was really good. It was really good. I just ate it up.
Do you have like a favorite one?
Like a favorite girl?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I kind of love them all.
Yeah.
I feel
because then if
they all need to be protected at all costs.
I guess they all each have their thing that annoys me too.
Yeah.
And so, but what I will say, it's very much like Girls, but the intimate scenes are less awkward. You cannot, if you've watched Girls, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You cannot pick a scene of intimacy that was not awkward in that show. They didn't make one. Yeah. All of the scenes have
awkward.
Awkward.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because I mean, there are a few scenes in Sex Life of College Girls, and it's not bad. It's not like
Most of them
Euphoria
aren't
level,
bad.
which that was another thing I watched was the first episode of Euphoria. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. So I asked for suggestions. What are you saying? No, don't do it. I asked for
I
suggestions of
just
things to
forgot.
watch, and that was one.
I just forgot what Euphoria is. And you're like in for a rude awakening on episode 1.
How is it compared to Skins? Because it gives me a very Skins vibe.
It kind of is like Skins, but like worse.
Really,
Not
because Skins was pretty intense.
It's yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, Sex Life of College Girls, very great. So funny. It was super
Told
funny.
you.
I
I'm
can't
so
wait for the
happy you
second.
liked it.
I didn't doubt you at all. That's why I
Yeah.
watched it. I also watched this show on AMC Plus called Anne Boleyn. Have you seen the promos for that?
Yeah, I have. Oh, is it good?
It's okay. It's a little boring.
It's not like the other Boleyn girl.
No. It's very, I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know if it's because I found something better to watch that I stopped watching it, but I haven't finished it. And I don't even know how far I got. I think I got like 4 episodes in, and I kind of lost interest. I lost interest enough to start watching something else.
Okay, so that says a lot.
It basically chronicles the last 5 months of Anne Boleyn's life, and basically her spiral into insanity between having miscarriages and her husband showing interest in another woman who ends up being his next wife once they behead Anne. And so it's just kind of all of that with some artistic liberties.
Is it like it's super period drama?
Super period drama.
See, I like those though.
No, I do too. And it's like only the first of 3 that I have on this list. But no, I guess it's serious.
Okay.
Period. It's
very serious.
Okay. Yeah, there's no like fun stuff. I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
I'll watch like an episode just to see.
Yeah, watch an episode just to see. Watching the Book of Boba Fett.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. Just because it didn't have some gimmick like Baby Yoda at the beginning doesn't, I'm interested in it.
I am too. It's just it's
not the same. I think people think it's going to just come in and be the same as the Mandalorian, but it's not. I mean, it's, following his storyline, and it makes sense that this is where he's going with his storyline and stuff like that. And I'm okay with it.
I like a lot of it, but there's some things where I'm like, that drags.
Yeah. I like the getting the insight of other things like the Tusken Raiders, getting to know their culture and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting.
That makes me boring. But that's another thing that Nicole started watching, and I was like,
how do you watch it and not watch Star Wars?
She's never seen Star Wars. She watched The Mandalorian, which was okay because The Mandalorian's kind of in itself, except at the very end, when that character comes in and you're like, what's the important? Why is everybody so excited about this? But this one, it's like you cannot watch. It's like the first episode.
You have to know who Boba Fett is.
You have to not only know who Boba Fett is, but why he's in the situation he's in the very first scene. Like and so I was just like, you cannot watch this until you watch Star Wars. And I'm like, but then you have to watch in this order. And I was like, look, you can watch at least watch the original 3, and that gets you enough
to watch Boba Fett,
to watch, where he's at and why he's in the situation he's in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she watched the first 2 after I told her not to, and so whatever. She's out this enjoyment.
She's just confused.
I don't know.
Sorry, Nicole, we're talking about you.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, but you have to listen to all the podcasts to know that we're talking about you. Anyways, so watching that, I mean, obviously it's not as good as The Mandalorian, but I'm still okay with it. I'm still on board. I watched and finished the mini series on Netflix called Alias Grace.
I always wanted to start that.
It's really good. Very good. It's based on a book by Margaret Atwood, who wrote The Handmaid's Tale. So it's good.
Yeah.
And it's basically about this woman who has spent 15 years in prison for murdering 2 people. And it starts off, there's like this psychiatrist who just basically, when they questioned her, at first she gave them a statement of what happened, and then she started to say she didn't know what happened. So this psychiatrist comes and talks to her, and she like gives the whole story and stuff. Anyways, and then it like gets a little weird at the end. Not weird, but it like takes a weird turn at the end. And I don't know. It was good. It was really good. Obviously, I binged it. Right now, I'm hardcore binging like the past 4 days. All this week I've been binging this show, and I had been on my watch list on Netflix forever, and I finally started watching it, and I can't stop. I'm sorry. I meant to not curse in this podcast. Started watching this and I can't stop, and it's called Versailles, and it's on Netflix.
I've been wanting to watch that. A mutual person we know
It is so good.
constantly told me to watch that.
It is so good. So good.
Is it?
Yes. It's about France. Anybody who knows France or anything, and for those who don't know, there's a palace called the Palace of Versailles. It is massive, and it is a spectacle. It is like ultimate, like fancy place. And so the show is about King Louis the 14th, who is the one who had the Palace of Versailles built. And so it chronicles like him building the palace, but his reign at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, oh, we're gonna have this palace built, forces everyone in the court to live there. They don't want to. And then it's like he's going through war, and he's, has all these mistresses, and it's just like there's a lot to it, but it is so good. And I'm still binging it. There's 3 seasons on Netflix. And I've started the 3rd season, and they're like hour-long episodes, 10 episodes, hour-long a piece. They're long episodes.
Okay.
Super good. Super good. I highly recommend it. And then last, I watched one movie.
One movie.
One movie, and that was The Last Duel. And it's a lot to watch. It's like Game of Thrones level violence, and the ending is disturbing.
But was it good?
So it was good storytelling.
Okay.
It was good in the way that the director sets up the movie with the storytelling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like I was disturbed. So that's what I watched. A lot of period pieces. I watched a lot of period pieces. My watch list, French Dispatch is finally on for rent, so I want to watch that.
Yeah, I still need to watch that.
Somebody keeps suggesting / harassing me to watch Dexter. I've seen the I saw the original series finale of Dexter, and that was it.
You never saw any other episode?
No, besides the series finale. Well, like it matters. Like it came back, so obviously.
Yeah.
I'll probably eventually watch that. I guess I'm gonna watch the first episode of Euphoria just to see what that's about. But yeah, that's what I've got going on as far as watching and watch lists. So I think it's time for us to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to get into Harry Potter.
All right, welcome back. Everybody get your wands at the ready.
I have mine. Colette can't find hers, but I have excited.
Mine. It was stolen.
I have 2. One's broken. My first one I got is broken because I dropped it when I was inebriated. That would be Harry Potter's wand.
Yes.
One of the like really expensive, whatever. This is like one of the first ones that they came out with when they started making like,
oh, nice,
the replicas. Yeah. So I got this at the book release for like the 6th book. I think it was like $50.
Oh wow,
which is a lot for someone who's just like in junior high or whatever I was in at the time. It's a lot of money to spend on a fake one. It's broken. It's a little.
Oh no,
Harry Potter's. Yeah. Anyways,
it looks more like Ron's now.
Yeah. Yeah. I need some like spello tape on it. I should put some on it.
That'd be funny.
A little more fun. Then when I got adult money, I went to Universal with my mom, and I got my own. So this one's my quote unquote personal wand. It's one of those that like at Universal you can like, it's got a little sensor on the tip.
It's the sensor one.
Yeah. Just because I was like, if I'm gonna be here, might as well do fun with it. Didn't do anything, but anyways. So
yeah.
Basically I ended up with this one because this is Ashwood according to Universal Studios,
right?
Does it say on it?
So did the wand choose the wizard?
Okay,
or
so
did the wizard choose the wand?
Went on Pottermore, and I took the quiz, and it gave me my like what the wand was. So I went to Universal and I picked the closest thing. And so this is Ashwood, which is what the one, which they don't do like cores or anything there. They're just like, oh, here's what the wood is. So that's how I ended up with this one. But I like it. I think it
looks really cool. Oh,
before we got on, Colette and I were talking about on TikTok how people do that as a trend. They like hold it like Voldemort holds his wand all weird. And anyways, so yeah, that's my second one.
Awesome.
And I have a cool little stand that I bought to put them on. I think if I were to go back, I'd probably buy a third one because it's a 3 wand. It could hold 3 wands. My little stand.
I need to get a stand.
Yeah, I was nerdy enough that when I bought it, I was like, I already have one, so I'm going to get another one, and then we'll buy a stand for it. But anyways, I need a third one. I'll probably get Draco Malfoy's wand because,
his is pretty cool though.
It's the most plain one they have.
Or am I thinking of I might be thinking of his dad's. Never mind.
Definitely not thinking of him because his is like the most plain wand in the Harry Potter franchise.
Right. I think I'm thinking of his dad's. Never mind.
With the weird snake head.
Yeah.
Thing, and he
that's the one.
Yeah, no, Draco Malfoy's wand is boring, but whatever.
Yeah. I have Hermione's.
Okay, I could see that.
It lights up.
Okay.
Hence why my niece stole it.
Okay.
And that's why I can't find her at the moment. I do have Voldemort's, but it's like packed away and I have to get it out.
Oh no, see,
that was a gift.
Kept these babies out and proud in my office.
I have like nowhere to put it. I need to buy one of those things. And I do have a Harry Potter
one. This stand was like $15. It was actually not that bad.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, lady, you need to get it.
I need to get on it. I gotta display my wands. I do.
Yeah.
So I do have a golden snitch candle though.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, that thing's pretty cool.
And then you had, what else did I see that you had? You had
I have the Harry Potter cauldron right now. It's holding all my Apple Watch bands in it. And I have, what else do I have? I have a lot in my room. I have the sequin pillows. The
Harry Potter sequin pillows?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
Like looking around, like, what do I have?
Right.
A lot.
I have a little stuffed Dobby somewhere that has like metal in his legs, so you can like twist him and make him sit on a shelf. Little elf on a shelf. I have that
weird one. Okay, I bought the weird one at Universal. That's like plasticky, like a little rubbery. It's so weird, but
mine's stuffed.
My niece,
his eyes are plastic, but
oh yeah, I should have got a stuffed one. This one's a little weird.
Anyways, so you know what I have? Oh, it's got pins in it, and I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. Can you see what that says?
Oh, is that the
It's a Honeydew jar.
Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, I do have a butterbeer mug that I kept from my travels to Universal.
Nice. Yeah, no, I bought candy at Honeydukes.
My mom talked me out of buying a cloak. I really want
so expensive.
They're very expensive. She talked me out of it. And then what's really funny is that same day it rained, and I was like, could have had a cloak.
That's perfect, actually. Well, you and I will go to Universal and we'll buy all the.
Please, let's do. That would be amazing.
Yeah, we're going to take the podcast on the road and we're going to go to Universal.
That would be hilarious and I'd love it.
All right. Well, we're going to plan it. Until then, we're going to talk favorite Harry Potter movies and books.
Yes.
So I'll go first. My favorite Harry Potter movie is actually the same favorite book that I have.
Same.
Nice. And that is, I'm trying to like,
let's see if we have the same
eyes. Let's say the title at the same time on the count of 3 just to see.
Okay.
Ready? So 1, 2, 3.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
No, we don't have the same one.
Not the same.
Good to know.
It's actually good.
Yeah, there we go. Mine's Goblet of Fire. It's a hefty book, right?
Yes,
hefty book.
I did love the book.
Yeah, so reading it was such a big book that it was the first gigantic book I've ever read. Probably the last gigantic book I've ever read. They don't really make books that big.
Yeah.
Much anymore. And I don't know. I think it was the window into the wizarding worlds of other countries. The new characters they brought in. This was also the first book where they really dive into firsthand accounts of death. They talk about Harry's parents dying and stuff like that, but this is like Harry sees a person dying. And so this is where the books this is where the books and the movies take a turn into the like more darkness and stuff.
Mhm.
This is like almost kind of coming of age ish because there's a lot more adult themes that the students have to deal with, especially with when it comes to love and death and stuff like that. So yeah, and then I just remember watching the movies, and when something very specific that I think about when I think about this movie is the haircuts of the guys. I
And
just remember that was like the haircut of guys, and
yeah,
it's just so funny to see that
I
mirrored
can
on
always
screen.
tell when the movie was made by what clothes and the haircuts they have.
Yeah, that's true. But it's
Right?
just super funny that for some reason all the guys in that had that same weird shaggy. I mean, at least like the Gryffindors and stuff, they all had that same shaggy
Yeah,
haircut.
because Ron had it too.
And the Fred and George had it.
Yep.
And I think Neville even had longerish hair. Like
He
it's just
did.
like they all had this shaggy haircut. And we'll post pictures of this on the YouTube of what haircut we're talking about. But around that time when this movie came out, you knew several people who had that same shaggy haircut.
Yeah.
It was like the thing back then. And so I think that's just really funny.
It is really funny.
And then just getting to meet all these other characters and stuff. I just, something about it I really liked. But anyways, why is Prisoner of Azkaban your favorite?
I don't know. Well, Goblet's my second favorite.
Okay.
If that means anything.
Sure.
And funny story is I didn't really like reading
Okay.
when these books first came out, but I had to read something remember you had to do you had to read a book and then do a quiz in school. Did you ever have to do those?
Sure. Probably.
Yeah. Well, out of every book, I picked Goblet of Fire first to read. So I skipped all.
Oh, so that was the first Harry Potter book you read.
Yeah. Completely
Nice.
out of order. And I figured, I can do this. I watched the first 3 movies. We're fine. Right?
Oh, and you were like so wrong.
So wrong. So
Who
wrong.
are these other things happening?
What's happening right now? But yeah, no, that was the first one I read, and then I went back and I reread the other ones.
Okay.
But no, I loved it was the Sirius Black. We finally got like one family member of his that was like actually nice.
Oh, being Sirius Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't really even get okay.
I know. In the movie, I like the twist. That whole scene inside the Weeping Willow. Like
Whomping Willow. Yeah.
Whomping Willow. Why did I call it
because that's what the real trees are called.
Damn it. The wine's kicking in.
The wine. Guys,
we
didn't tell you this, but we started drinking. We just didn't announce it.
We didn't want to.
She's drinking cheap wine and I'm drinking
the good stuff, probably.
Rum and Coke.
Yeah, but what kind of rum?
It is Captain Morgan.
Oh, see, better. I am
spiced
drinking
rum.
Cheap.
I'm a pirate out of a.
That's a cool bottle, though.
Thank you, IKEA. Out of a decanter, like a pirate.
Oh, you're like real fancy. Meanwhile, I'm drinking wine out of the plastic Sutter Home thing.
Sutter Home, little tiny bottle.
Listen, desperate times.
Yeah, we do what we have to do.
Whomping Willow. My bad. Anyway,
it's okay. No, that's a good twist. I remember
that was a great twist, and then the whole Peter Pettigrew.
Yeah. I think that was
like that was so good. The only thing though is like, I wish they would have got a little bit more into like the Marauders and all that, but no, that
could happen in the future.
I hope
if Instagram gets its way
with Andrew Garfield in the cast.
With Andrew Garfield as. By the way, I watched. He did an interview. Pre Spider-Man, he did an interview.
I saw that
with Wired interview, and it's basically people Googling stuff about celebrities, and they take the most popular questions that pop up automatically on Google, and they make celebrities answer it. And it said like, "Is Andrew Garfield in Harry Potter?" or something like that. And he goes, "Oh, I know what you're talking about." Yeah, no, the internet wants Andrew Garfield to play a young Remus Lupin, which is so random for some reason to me.
It really is,
but whatever.
I love how everything comes back to him.
Yeah,
6
degrees of Andrew Garfield.
It really is.
Well, really sorry, guys. For those who don't like Andrew Garfield, sorry.
Yeah. Also, if you know me, I'm a big fan of time travel.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And Prisoner of Azkaban had time travel.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was like, for me, that was like, okay, cool. So that's why I don't know. I really, Prisoner of Azkaban is like one of, I think after the first 2, it like that was the one where it started getting darker.
Yeah, and I mean it was director change and stuff.
The director change.
We both watched, we didn't talk about this. We both watched the 20-year anniversary, and they
Oh,
had
yeah.
the director on there, Alfonso.
Yeah.
And he talked about that. He talked about how, this is a new stage in their lives. So he wanted to change the tone of the movie to reflect that. And yeah.
But no, and like the Dementors and everything. That was that was like the first like horror-y type.
Oh yeah. It was
Harry Potter movie. And I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's why I like Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay. All right, cool.
But I do love me some Cedric Diggory in Goblet of Fire.
Well, Edward Cullen cameo. Okay, so let's move on. Least favorite. I don't have a least favorite book, but I do have a least favorite movie. And this is not that I hate this movie at all. It's just if I were to pick out a movie that I don't like, it's Chamber of Secrets. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, because I wanted to think of what I dislike out of all of them, and it's Chamber of Secrets. At first, I was going to say Order of the Phoenix. I think Order of the Phoenix might be my second, but I like Bellatrix Lestrange. She's my favorite character. So it was hard for me to say that one, but there's like, I guess I would say Order of the Phoenix to a certain point. And I wanted to say that about least favorite book too, but then my favorite parts of the books in the series is when they're at the House of Black and they're describing it and they're talking about when they spend their time there and they're cleaning and all that kind of stuff. I really like that.
Yeah.
So I can't say that it's my least favorite book, but all the stuff with Umbridge and them at school, basically when they're at school in that book and movie, I don't like, but everything outside of it. And I wish they went into more detail about the House of Black and especially them like doing all the cleaning and stuff like that. I wish they went into more on that. So
yeah.
But anyways, least favorite movie, if I had to pick, it'd be Chamber of Secrets, and I don't know why.
Okay. Well, I, out of everyone, was gonna choose Order of Phoenix.
That's fine. That was the first one that came to my head.
Mine too.
When I started thinking about it, I'm like, oh, but that's when they introduced Bellatrix, and she's amazing.
You know what?
And
the first half of that movie was what I didn't like. And then after that, it was like, okay, this is where we're at. Like when like that whole last battle.
Yeah.
I mean,
basically when I'm telling you, it's when they're at school. It's just,
when they're at school, I can't deal with that. I don't really have a least favorite book. Like you said.
Yeah.
I don't really
love them all.
They're just classics.
They are.
I don't know if I had to choose, like, and it's going to be weird. Like my least favorite book would maybe be the very first one.
Okay. Okay. I only didn't pick the first one because I'm like, that's what started it all.
I could see it's what started it all, but also I went backwards. Let's not forget that.
True. That's true.
So I like going backwards. And when I read the first one, I was like, well, first of all, I said to myself, these are children's books. Do children even understand any of these words right now?
Okay. So when I was in elementary school, and it got so popular, that they would make, because kids would just check the books out of the library and not read them because it was so popular. So they wanted to be like, oh, well, I checked out this Harry Potter book or whatever.
Right.
And so the librarian would make them do a reading test to make sure that they would have to read like the first chapter out loud to the librarian to prove that they could read the book before they could take it. That's how popular it was. But anyways, favorite movies, favorite books. That's ours. We're going to take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk some characters. We're going to dive into these characters, favorite and least favorite. So we will be right back. All right, guys, we are back talking more Harry Potter. We are going to talk about some characters now. Let's talk about character portrayals. Colette, who do you think portrayed their character the best in the movies?
Okay. Right off the bat, first person that came to mind.
I know who you're going to say.
But you might not.
I might not.
Okay, ready? Maggie Smith as Professor McGonagall.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Snape.
He's my next one, but yeah.
That's who most people say.
I kind of wanted to be a little different. And no, first of all, I just love Maggie Smith.
I love Dame Maggie Smith is a
Smith.
global treasure.
We also share a birthday, so that's pretty cool.
It's always fun when you share a birthday with someone like uber awesome. Like
I
I
have it
share a
with her
birthday.
and Stanley.
I
Yeah.
have, oh wait, ready for this? I share a birthday with Michelle Pfeiffer and Uma Thurman.
Favorite. We'll get into my
Cat,
Michelle Pfeiffer
oh
obsession.
yeah, Catwoman and the Bride share my birthday, and Jerry Seinfeld.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
So random.
Love it.
All right, no, I like that. I agree with that a lot.
Yeah.
Like she's Professor McGonagall. Like,
She
you know,
is Professor McGonagall.
when I was thinking about this, it's really hard because I think they all do a really good job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, Maggie Smith's McGonagall was so good that even in Fantastic Beasts 2, that actress who played young McGonagall
Yeah.
like did an impression of Maggie Smith. That's how
Right.
good it was, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so no, that's a really good one. I like that.
Yeah.
For me, however, it was Miss Helena Bonham Carter playing Bellatrix Lestrange. I
Yeah,
think it
she's
is
another great one.
sheer perfection.
Yeah.
She does so good.
Yeah.
I could not imagine anybody else playing
And kind
Bellatrix
of just
Lestrange.
knowing after watching that reunion that they didn't know what she's going to be doing during it.
Yeah.
Like that just made me love it more
Oh yeah.
because
I
she was
love
so
her. I just love
unpredictable.
her. I love her. I love
Well, you're a Tim Burton fan, so of course you love her.
well, yeah, they're not together anymore, but yeah, no, I love her. She's probably one of my favorite actresses of all time just because she's got such a range.
Yeah, she's great.
She can do Shakespeare and she
Mhm.
can do not I wouldn't say slapstick, but like Ocean's 8. She was funny in that.
I
So,
love that
she can
movie. Not, it doesn't get enough love.
yeah. So Miss Helena Bonham Carter, I love you.
She was great.
But
Yeah.
yes, Bellatrix Lestrange, I think a perfect character portrayal. I also
Nice.
thought Sirius Black was really good.
Yep.
With guy whose name Gary Oldman. I don't know why his name was escaping me. But then after watching the 20-year special, I really thought the three main characters, them talking about how much they are like their characters.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are issues as far as appearance. Ron's really short,
Mm-hmm.
and Hermione's hair is just not bushy enough, and her front teeth weren't big.
I think she is Hermione, though. I mean,
yeah, I think she embodies Hermione very well. So I think they did a really good job. I can't imagine other, there are characters they did dirty, let's say like Lavender Brown.
Yeah.
With a whole recasting thing
that was
going
terrible.
on there. If we're talking least favorite, I had one really least favorite.
What was it?
Tonks. I think they did Tonks a disservice because Tonks's character is so outgoing.
Okay.
I think they did that character a disservice, not only with how she was portrayed, but her storyline, because Tonks has such a big storyline in the books and she's like pushed in the back as like this novelty. Look, she can change the color of her hair and face,
but it doesn't get into like what she can really like, why she's really there. Like if you
read
the
and
books,
her
know more
in her relation to the other characters. And
she plays a big role in the books.
She does. She plays a really big role in the books. She's more in depth in the books. She makes more appearances. She's more emotionally driven in the books, and she's just kind of a novelty in the movies. And I think that's a huge disservice to Tonks. I'm also, I feel like Creature. I know it's not like a huge actor thing, but I feel like they did a disservice to Creature.
Really
Creature has a really big role in the books.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that they left out.
And what's funny is like I even bring that up, and those who have only seen the movies, they might be saying like, who even is that? So Creature is the house elf that lives at the House of Black, Grimald Place. He has served his Creature and his family has served the Black family since like the beginning of time. He is very loyal to specifically the Black family, does not like Sirius, does not like Harry, does not like anyone. And he plays a huge role in the books. But again, in the movies, he's just there. He's just a little side. There he is. And I feel like I feel like they left a lot out, not only does he betray them? But he also gets a huge redemption.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes into more detail about like the locket, like with Regulus Black. Like they don't even go into why he had the locket.
Not at all.
Not at
There's
all.
a lot. I mean, there's even like Hermione's whole spew thing that they left out to like save the
Yeah,
house
which is,
elves.
I guess, but like when you think about storytelling, though, like how impactful was storytelling? Like people, okay, when people talk about like things they left out, like the Death Day party, like what is
Yeah,
that going to
nobody.
even?
Yeah, it's not
What's
going
that
to
going to
help.
add to the story? I think Spew, while a lot of people might have wanted to see it, it was one of those on the chopping block things.
I could see that, but then when you introduce like the house elves, it's like,
But they didn't
uh,
really introduce the house elves. Dobby's the only house elf, and then Creature just being Creature.
yeah,
There's like
I see your
other
point.
house elves they just didn't even include. There's a
Yeah.
female house elf named Winky who
Oh
played a
yeah.
big part in Goblet of Fire, and I don't know what the other book she when she ends up working at Hogwarts. They do go into a lot
Yeah.
more detail. And I
That whole
think
storyline is like pure Goblet of Fire, if I remember right.
her
Like that's the whole
storyline
book.
is, but then later on they go into more detail about the role the house elves play. Like if
Hmm.
you're watching it and you're like, who's cleaning up Hogwarts, who's making all this food, it's the house elves, and they're like behind the scenes kind of thing, which they don't go into detail, and it's not like it's taken away too much, but I feel like the omission of Creature's redemption storyline and his betrayal takes away from the story
Yeah. And just
because
to
you
kind of
don't.
have him there and not do it was kind of,
Yeah, it's like what's the even point? Like he's just there to just be grumbly in this thing.
and
Like
also let's put it at this point, he's important enough that in Universal Florida, you can see him in the window.
do they have the Grimald place
Yep.
in Universal?
Yes,
Wow,
they
I'm missing
do.
so much. They don't have that much
Yeah,
at all in
they do. I
Hollywood.
mean, I got so excited because I was like looking at the window and then
Oh,
boom,
it's
he's there.
Creature. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, okay. So basically, for those who haven't read the book, Creature, I mean, I told you who he was. So his storyline is that, like I said, he's very loyal to the Black ancestors. And if you don't read the books, you don't know a whole lot that Bellatrix Lestrange and Narcissa Malfoy, I mean, you know that they're sisters, but their maiden name is Black, and they are Sirius Black's cousins, like first cousins. And so what ends up happening is that Creature has been spying on the Order of the Phoenix and delivering information and messages to Narcissa Malfoy because he's very loyal to her, because basically what happens is that Sirius tells Creature to get out. And so
Hmm.
Creature takes that as, I can leave and go to the Malfoy Manor and give them information. So he basically is kind of what leads to Sirius Black's death, because he delivers all these messages, and then Narcissa and Bellatrix convince him to lie to Harry to say that Sirius is at the Ministry of Magic. And so he in turn leads to his death. And so Creature gets a redemption in that he gives Harry and Hermione and Ron information about the locket and where the locket came from, because one of Creature was extremely loyal to Sirius's mother and Sirius's brother Regulus, because
Hmm.
Regulus gave the locket to Creature for some reason, and Creature took it as like, oh my god, he gave me something. And not, I guess for some reason, I guess jewelry is not the same as
It's not the same as
clothes.
clothes. Yeah, it has to be
Yeah.
clothes.
So
It's
Regulus
weird.
entrusted Creature with this locket, and so Creature was very attached to it. And so what ends up happening is that somehow Hermione and Harry, I can't remember, I have to reread it, but basically they like comfort Creature's really upset because he's telling them how Regulus died, and they comfort him in some way. And Harry gives him the locket. That's what it was. And so then Creature just changes, and he's just like super loyal to Harry and super loyal to Hermione all of a sudden. And so he makes their life at Grimmauld Place more pleasant because he starts cleaning and cooking and all this stuff.
Hmm.
And then he ends up coming to Hogwarts and helping rescuing he plays a role in the Battle of Hogwarts because he ends up going there
Isn't there like a
to.
lot of people that play a role that they didn't show? If if I can remember.
Okay, so here's my other one.
It's been a while since I read Deathly Hollow, so I can't.
Yeah, well, I just like during the pandemic, I listened to them all on tape.
Oh, okay,
so I've
smart.
got it all
Yeah,
fresh in my mind right
yeah,
now.
that's better than me.
Yeah, it's fun to listen to them, especially when you have a long commute, and I did.
I should do that.
Okay, so I went on this whole tangent about Creatures Redemption, and I'm upset about that. But one thing that really upsets me that they did not include in the movies, and that is a character. They completely omitted a character. They mention him one time, and it drives me insane. And
Was he also supposed to be played by Andrew Garfield?
No, that'd be funny.
Sorry.
No, that is Charlie Weasley.
Yeah, it's true.
Charlie
He
Weasley
plays a
actually
big role in the books.
I wouldn't say like a major
But
role.
it's pretty big.
A big role. Like honestly, the only reason Bill, I don't know how they included Bill but not Charlie, because
they only mentioned him with the dragons, right? In the fourth movie.
Yeah, my brother
That's
Charlie.
My brother
in
Charlie.
Romania. That's it. And I think he's in like the picture of them in Egypt. He's like in the background. Yeah.
That's it.
But that's it. And Charlie Weasley plays a big role. Not only is he one of the Weasleys' many children, but he brings the dragons to Hogwarts in the Goblet of Fire. He, he's just there. He's at every Weasley holiday. He actually stays at Hogwarts for a while in the fourth one because of the whole dragon thing, and then I think he just sticks around for the rest of it. And so then at the end, they do like for the last task, all the families of the champions show up, and because Harry doesn't have an immediate family and Sirius can't come out, the Weasleys show up. So like Charlie's there and Mrs. Weasley and stuff like that. They play the role of his family. Like why? Yeah. I don't even have a good reason for why they left Charlie Weasley out of this. Like you put Bill in just so that he could get married to Fleur and say like, oh, I'm a werewolf now. Like that's it. Not that I'm complaining, because I love Donald Gleason. I love him. And so I'm glad that he's a part of it, but I'm upset that Charlie Weasley, who would have played Charlie Weasley besides Ed Sheeran? Just kidding.
Not Ed Sheeran.
Right? I don't even know. Maybe that's why they couldn't find another redhead in Hollywood.
I mean, you could dye their hair red.
I know that's what they did with the Phelps twins, but
I know. Which, by the way, on that special, they had their names wrong.
I know. That's special.
Poor guys.
I know. Me, I think they laughed it off. I think they thought it was funny, but how embarrassing.
They probably did it on purpose because they were like,
well, they fixed it. So
come on, woman. Don't they say that in the first one?
Yeah.
Even tell your own sons.
That must be so embarrassing. That and the photo thing.
The photo of Emma Roberts. Not
like
Emma.
Who got fired for that?
Who went on
That's
Instagram
as someone
typed in Emma Roberts and got that instead of like, come on.
As a person, as someone who works on a television, like in television production, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
It is,
especially on something that level.
Yeah,
fireable.
Very, very much so, especially when it comes to copyright.
Oh, there's that too.
Yeah,
the name thing I think could be laughed off, but like
the name thing, but like
or leaving a bottle of water on a set. Okay, like
on my side of things from working in TV, the copyright issue was the biggest thing for me. I was like, okay. No. I was like, ooh, someone's fired, or at least like severely disciplined.
Not trusted.
Not trusted ever again.
But
yeah, for me, I agree with Tonks. That was one, and it wasn't even so much her. It was just the fact that they left out a lot of story. My other thing is, okay, Dumbledore 1, we'll call him, was great. Dumbledore 2. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? He said calmly.
I love that. I love that. And every time it's on TV at work, I say that. Like it could be like on TV at work. So working in TV, you get a lot of TVs in your office. Like we have so many, TVs. And so it's like what you watch TV all day. And so if like a Harry Potter movie is on or whatever,
it automatically just is on.
Everybody turns it on their TV, and so it could just be like quietly playing in the background. But if I hear that line, I say it out loud in a quiet newsroom.
Oh, I do it all the time too.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Did you get Alden to do it for you?
I want to say that I was watching it with you one time, and we both did it.
Was it at work?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. When Colette and I worked together at the same news station, there were a lot of like I've never watched more TV in my life than at work than at that news station. And we watched like anytime a Harry Potter movie was on or Star Wars, anytime Star Wars was on. At one point, me and one of our former coworkers, Daphne, she was a director, she would sit by me at night on the weekends. And at one point, we decided to watch, I think it was The Last Jedi on her computer. And then we happened to realize it was a Star Wars weekend. So we not only did we have The Last Jedi playing on her computer, but we had The Force Awakens on the TV. So we had two different
on
Star Wars
movies
ones
or on like the little ones.
No, the little one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, we saved the big ones for like Olympics and like award shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the big TV in the conference room.
Yeah.
We watched Game of Thrones on. We got our work done, okay? But
we did.
Game of Thrones was on, we had Game of Thrones nights. We're like getting so off topic.
Yeah, but completely.
When the Game of Thrones, the last season, I had I printed out these like, it was like a Deadpool basically with
it was part of, you let me be part of that.
Yeah. So all the characters and everybody who wanted to participate could put the characters they thought that would die or live towards the end, and then we had a couple questions about who would get the Iron Throne and stuff like that. So we did that.
I think I was completely wrong, if I remember.
I don't want to brag because I was the one who put it together, but I did win, and I wasn't fixed. I was just really good at guessing that stuff.
I think I had on mine that Arya was going to get a big kill, but I didn't expect it to.
I put that she was gonna. No, it was who's gonna kill the Night King, and I put that.
Oh, you put it for that?
Yeah, I don't know why I thought Arya was gonna do it. And I was so excited when I watched that happen. I screamed because I was so excited because I got all the lists from people and not many people picked her, and I thought it was so exciting that I was just like, yes, she did it. But yeah, there were a lot that I was way off about too.
Well, I was off on a lot. That whole show. But anyway.
Yeah. anyway.
But yeah.
So we just got off on a huge tangent.
We did. We were talking about things in the books that didn't make it to the movie. But I don't know. Well, the legacy of Harry Potter is on. We got Fantastic Beasts. There's a new one on the way.
Yes.
There's a new one on the way.
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts. I like the Fantastic Beasts movies. I don't care.
The second one was a little for me.
For me, it's again looking into the window of Wizarding Worlds outside of
which is really cool.
The UK, which is why I like it.
Yeah.
And I think what the issue is with a lot of people is that they like, and it could be the same with any branch out, like with Star Wars and stuff, when people have issues with those, is that some people can't let go that some storylines have nothing to do with the main storyline.
Yeah.
In that Fantastic Beasts has nothing to do with Harry Potter's storyline. It's its own thing within the Wizarding world, and I'm okay with that. And I like it. And I like Eddie Redmayne in it. I loved getting a look into the American Wizarding world. And then
I love Queenie.
Yes, everybody loves Queenie. And then the Parisian Wizarding world in the second one. I don't know. I like it.
I do too.
Hopefully maybe we'll get Marauders thing. My dog just like busted up in here. Did you see that?
I saw the
why does this happen every time?
The thing on your door just fall completely down.
Oh, I missed that. I just saw the door open. Here they are. What are you doing?
It was on par with the light incident.
Come say hi. It was this one. You want to say hi to our viewers?
Littlest one.
He busted his way up in here. What are you? Can you two get out? Okay. Whatever. We're going to end this at some point. So you're just going to have to hear the dogs for the rest of this because they have forced their way into the room.
Fine. They're adorable. Let them be. No, this thing is falling on me.
Anyway. We've gotten some theme parks. Harry Potter is so big that we have theme parks now. I love a good Harry Potter game. I had at this Harry Potter computer game, and it was so janky And oh, you know what that makes me think of? A character that was left out.
Which one?
Peeves.
You're right. I forgot
I
about
totally
Peeves.
forgot Peeves. Huge character that they
Yeah.
just, and you know, it wasn't said this in the 20-year anniversary, but I did see a documentary thing, something somewhere that they did cast the role of Peeves and they started filming with him, but he was just too much of a distraction for the kids.
Really?
And I
Who'd
think
they
that's,
cast?
I don't remember, but
I
I
don't
feel like they had
remember
it was an interview with the guy,
Okay.
and it was just like they could not get anything done because it was too much of a distraction. So maybe that's why they got rid of him. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, that was a big character.
Less upset about it than I am about Charlie Weasley. But
Yeah.
anyways, sorry, I digress. Peeves was in this game. That's what made me think about it.
Oh, okay.
It was so janky though, and I remember not getting very far in it because it was bad quality, and it was just like, I don't remember what the issue was with it.
Did you
It's
download the
jank.
Pokemon Go type one?
Yeah, I did, and now they don't even have it anymore.
I know.
I'm upset about it because it got really far.
And then now it's gone.
I got addicted to it at work, and yeah, no, it was really fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no, they have this other one called Hogwarts Mysteries, and you're like a Harry Potter character. It's for your phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They have one that looks like Candy Crush. That was the only other one I saw.
Oh, I keep seeing ads for that. That
yeah.
one's weird. No, this one's just like you're a student at Hogwarts. It's okay. So did you see that they're coming out with a game called Hogwarts Legacy? And it's
I can't wait for that.
I'm upset because I don't own a gaming console, and
You
they don't
need
have
to
it
get
for
one.
computer.
You need to get one.
I'm not getting one just for
Well,
that, but it looks really fun.
Fun fact, I'm pretty sure if you get an Xbox account, you can play it. I'm not completely sure. So
Like on your computer?
yeah.
Well, I saw also that it might be coming out for PC, but not for Mac. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
Let's wrap this baby up. Let's
Yeah.
talk one more topic. And a lot of people have opinions on this. And no, I'm not talking controversy. We're gonna skip that altogether.
Yeah, we're gonna skip it.
Because I just don't want to get into it. I don't endorse any of it, but I don't want to get into it.
Same.
And that is a play called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Yeah.
Colette, what do you think about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child? I feel like I should go first because I'm looking at your face. I like the book.
I didn't mind it.
I've seen videos of the stage production, and it's like a lot. But
Yeah.
the book and the storyline doesn't bother me a whole lot. It is chaotic.
It is very chaotic. It was a rough one for me to get through though.
Reading or watching?
Reading. I didn't get to see it yet.
Yeah, I've seen videos, and the acting is
okay. So the read is pretty. Let's put it this way: the read is easy for those who haven't read it. It is laid out like an actual play, and I'm a theater kid, so I'm used to reading books that are like a play. So that was totally fine for me, but it was just trying to decipher what they were doing. Like I know it's completely different writers. And my biggest thing is if you're gonna do it, there are rules set to the time travel. That have already been established. Don't change the rules. Because it is canon.
I guess they cover their tracks a little bit, saying that they're obviously breaking the laws.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, do we get into what the actual story of Cursed Child is?
Yeah, I can do it real quick. So
Okay.
basically, Cursed Child starts at the end of the last book movie when they do the forward 19 years later. Harry, Ron, and Hermione are dropping their kids off to the train to Hogwarts. That's where it picks up, and it basically follows Harry's youngest son who's his middle child, and his journey through Hogwarts. And it's Harry's son. His worst nightmare comes about. He gets put into Slytherin. He becomes best friends with Draco Malfoy's son, Scorpius. And he's basically living in the shadow of his dad, and he's not having a good time. And so in that
the whole plot where it goes awry.
So he becomes friends with Draco's son, and then everybody's like spreading all these rumors about Draco's son, saying that Draco's son is the child of Voldemort and Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's wild. It's wild.
It's wild. And you're thinking, how could that be true? Because they both died.
Exactly.
In the book.
Exactly.
And it's like this weird, like time traveling thing that
and they go back to try to save Cedric Diggory.
It does. It starts going into time traveling. Like they're gonna go back in time. Yeah, because there's something about like they decide to go back in time to save Cedric Diggory because something about the night that Cedric dies has to do with
it. Well, I think they were trying to stop all the events because if you stop him from dying, then Voldemort never
something like that.
Back. But
something like that.
But it was just
and there's like this mystery. There's like this mystery witch who I think she kind of kicks it all off. You forgot about her.
The scene on like the train with the trolley
I liked
lady.
That. I thought it was so funny.
For some reason, do you know like when I first saw Captain Marvel and she's like fighting the scrolls, my mind immediately went to that candy lady,
the trolley lady. It's like kind of wild and it like changes a bunch of stuff like the trolley witch.
So weird.
You know, the lady in the first movie who's like anything off the trolley,
dear.
I
want to know how they do that on stage.
What?
I want to know how they do that on stage.
Them fighting on top of a train.
Well, doesn't she like change form or something?
Okay, so this trolley witch, according to the cursed child, this trolley witch is not like a real witch. She's like some kind of like she's like a guardian of the train.
She like guards the train.
She guards the train and the children to make sure they don't get off the train. And they fight her on top of the train or something. And
it's so weird.
It's I don't know. It's a little bizarre.
Just in your head, if you have watched the first Harry Potter movie and you have that sweet old lady in your head,
imagine her fighting two kids on top of a train.
Exactly, doing complete like
parkour on top of the Hogwarts Express. Then you've got it. So there's that, and then they go back in time to. They use Polyjuice Potion too, don't they?
They do. I'm pretty sure they do.
Because they go into the Ministry of Magic where Hermione is now the mistress of magic.
Yeah.
Mistress of magic.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. She's now the head honcho. Harry is an aura.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know what Ron does.
Yeah.
Ron is a stay-at-home husband.
I honestly can't remember what Ron does.
Ron's like a stay-at-home husband.
I think,
So they break into the Ministry of Magic and they take Polyjuice Potion to look like Ron and someone else.
I thought it was Ron and Hermione.
I don't know.
I thought it was maybe it's Ron and Harry. I read it once, guys.
It's I read it once. Too. And it's a wild ride. But I found it kind of interesting.
It was interesting. And the whole time I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, maybe it's one of those things where you just have to see the play. Because there's musicals where you listen to the soundtrack and you're like, this doesn't really fit well just to listen to, but I'm sure like you have to see it kind of a thing. And then I find out that the play itself is like 4 hours long.
Oh, it's a 2-day play.
That's right.
You go, I just found this out.
Yeah.
You go one day and then you have to come back the next day.
Yeah.
And for COVID and stuff, they've started like putting it all in one day.
Well, there was, I think, and I want to say that this was when it premiered in London.
Really expensive.
Yeah.
But I think it's in San Francisco right now.
Is it? I heard it's supposed to come here at some point, but I don't know when.
I don't know if it made it to the Tonys. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure in London
though, right now.
In London, I'm pretty sure they had like an hour or 2 hour break in between, and you could do it all in one day.
I could if I went to it's playing tomorrow night in San Francisco, and if I were to get a ticket, it would be oh my god, $229 for me to get a ticket. That's for one person, and
is that just one of the showings or both?
The stage. I think it's included in both, which also might be why it's so expensive now that I think about it.
Yeah,
because you have to do it in two, so you're basically seeing two plays. I guess I never really thought about that.
I mean, is it that way in New York?
I don't know. I don't know because it's like I want to go see it, but it's a lot of money for a show I might not like.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
But anyways, so I feel
It's
like
an
this is the
expensive show.
I knew that this episode was going to be really long, but I feel like it's gone extra long.
Yeah.
So we should probably wrap it up. As always, we have gone on tangents. There's so much more we could say about Harry Potter. So much more. And you know what? We might do a part 2 episode later down the line, but for now, we're going to end it here. And just say we love Harry Potter.
And we could also say, Avada
I love magic. Cringy for talking cringy lines in movies. That is one.
Oh, man.
Anyways, so guys, thank you again always for supporting us in this weird journey of podcasting that we've gone on to. I want to thank my mom and dad, who are probably our biggest fans because they listen all the time, even though my mom listened to the Spider-Man episode and was like, I had to stop listening. I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, I just didn't understand any of it. I'm like, Mom, you hadn't seen any of the Spider-Man movies. But we did convince my dad that he's gonna watch all the Spider-Man movies.
Oh, nice,
so
nice.
We're doing our jobs. We've convinced some people to watch some stuff.
Yes.
My dogs are going insane. It always happens towards the end of our podcasting. My dogs are insane in the background. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter. Listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Audible. People are really, I don't know why so many people want us to be on Apple Podcasts. I'm going to push that over to Colette because I've yet to get it on there. Sorry, guys. We're working on it. Tell your friends, share us. And also send us suggestions of things to watch. You want us to watch something, even if it's bizarre and you just want us to watch and react to it, we'll do it. So
that would even be fun too if we just both watch and just tell you what we thought.
Yes. So send us some suggestions. You have our social medias. I'm at Broadcast Sarah on all social media. She's at Colette Garber on all social media. Find us, message us, friend us, and we will be back for another episode at a later date because we don't have a schedule at this point. So anyways, I'm going to end it and I'm going to say same thing I always say, Colette, play that music.